students, we have already read the function, its domain, codomain, range and real valued function. Today we will discuss a very important part of your chapter, that is real function. Real function. We have discussed about real valued function, where domain may not be the subset of the set of real numbers, but the codomain must be a subset of the set of real numbers. In case of real function, the domain is a subset of R and codomain, that is, you can say a function f is a real function if domain of f is a subset of R and codomain of f is also a subset of R. If domain and codomain are subsets of the set of real numbers, then we say that the function is a real function. Suppose we'll take an example. Suppose f is a mapping from R to R defined as fx is equal to x square. Fx is equal to x square. You see here domain is the set of real numbers and codomain is the set of real numbers. So it is a real function. Here x varies over the set of real numbers. But you see it is practice to write a function only by its formula. Simply, we often write simply as fx is equal to x square. Fx is equal to x square without mentioning the domain and codomain. So in this case, we have to determine the domain of the real function, and the codomain must be the range must be obtained accordingly. The very important is to find out the domain or the natural domain. What is the natural domain? The maximal domain. What is maximal domain? The maximal subset of R. The maximal subset of R in which fx has a real value. That means maximal domain of f, or which is known as natural domain of f is the set x belongs to R such that fx is real. The value of x, the set of values of x for which fx is real. In this case, you see, in the above example, here fx in the function fx is equal to x square. Fx is real, x square is real for all x belongs to R, right? That is, fx is real for all x belongs to R. So domain of f is equal to R. But if you take fx is equal to square root of x, you see, if you take fx is equal to square root of x, here you see it is square root of x. when x is negative, you cannot find the real value of fx, because square root of any negative number is not real, it is an imaginary number. So like this, square root of minus 1, minus 2 is not real. So fx is real for x greater than equal to 0. It is real for x greater than equal to 0. So domain of f is equal to 0 to infinity. You can write it like this. Thus x belongs to R such that x greater than equal to 0. That is, it is 0 to infinity. And in place of root x, if I will write fx is equal to 1 by square root of x, suppose same function 1, fx is equal to if 1 by root x, here you see for x is equal to 0, f of x is not defined. Infinity, but there is no point in the number line infinity. Such a point is not there. So it is not real. When x is 0, f of x is not defined. F of 0 is not defined. F of 0 is not defined. So fx is defined only for x greater than 0. That is, so domain of f is equal to the set of points such that x is greater than 0. That is, it is the open interval 0 to infinity. You know what is the open interval? It is ray. Open ray, it is closed ray. Here 0 is included in that ray. Here 0 is not included. Right? This is the difference, basic difference. So this is the domain, this is the domain. If I will take another example, say gx. Gx is equal to 1 by x minus 2 into x plus 3. Right? You see, for every real value of x, you will get the corresponding value. By putting x is equal to that, you will get the corresponding value of y or gx. But you see, g of 2 and g of minus 3 are not defined. G of 2 and g of minus 3. In these 2 points, your function has no value. So the function is not defined for, because the denominator is 0. Denominator 0 means it is meaningless, it is indeterminate. So g of 2 and g of minus 3 is not defined. For x is equal to 2, it is 2 minus 2 means 0. Total will be 0, the denominator. Similarly, for x is equal to minus 3, it is also 0. So the function is not defined at these 2 points. So these 2 points are not in the domain of the function, except these 2 points. Except x is equal to 2 or x is equal to minus 3. If you will give any value, real value to x, you will get the corresponding value of y. So what is the domain of G? So domain of G, natural domain or maximal domain, is equal to R difference these two. This is the yes. Or simply you can write this minus infinity to minus 3 union minus 3 to 2 union 2 to infinity. You see, except these 2 points, every point of the set of real numbers are there. Yes, this is how you will determine the domain of a real function if it is not mentioned, if it is not given to you. Okay? In the exam it is asked, find the maximal, it will be asked, find the maximal domain of the real function, find the natural domain of the real function. Sometimes it is not asked, but we have to find out the natural domain, we have to find out the maximal domain, proceeding in this way. Okay, now let us discuss how to plot the graph of a real function. Graph. First, let us discuss what is the graph of a function. Okay. Yes. Graph. Graph means graph of a function. Graph means it is the set of points. Suppose f is x, y, such that y is equal to fx. The graph of this is nothing but the set of points plotted on the coordinate plane. So how to draw the graph? How to draw the graph? Method to draw the graph. Yes. First, find the point 0f0 where y is equal to fx intersects y-axis, right? This is the point, because you see the y-axis in coordinate geometry, you know the equation of y-axis, x is equal to 0. So everywhere x is 0, putting x is equal to 0, you will get the corresponding value of y, and 0f0 is the point of intersection of the graph and the y-axis. Then putting fx is equal to 0, get values of x, say x1, x2, this. Then x1 0, x2 0, etc. are the points at which the graph intersects x-axis. In this way, we will make an idea. Intersects x-axis, right? Number 3, find the symmetricity. Find the symmetricity. Symmetricity means how you know? Putting minus x in place of x if there is no change, then the curve is symmetric about y-axis. Symmetric about y-axis. Y-axis. Similarly, putting minus y in place of y if there is no change, then the curve is symmetric about x-axis, right? So that symmetric about y-axis, symmetric about x-axis means what? Suppose this is your axis, symmetric about y-axis means there are equal part of the graph to the left of y-axis as well as to the right of y-axis. This is your y-axis. Similarly, symmetric about x-axis means the part which is below the x-axis is same as the part above the x-axis. So how you will determine whether it is symmetric about y-axis or not? by putting minus x in place of x, if there is no change in the equation, then the graph of the equation is symmetric about y-axis. Similarly, by putting minus y in place of y, equation means y is equal to fx, right? Minus y in place of y, if there is no change in the equation, then the curve is symmetric about x-axis. If a curve is symmetric about, if the curve is symmetric about both the axes, then it is symmetric about origin, right? Origin, like this. Suppose I will take this. In each quadrant there are equal parts, right? Like your circle with center at the origin. We will take an example. Okay. Number 4. Find the turning points. That means the point at which it changes the direction. So the graph is moving like this, it is increasing, or next it is decreasing. This is a point of turning point. This is a turning point. Find the turning points. Then plot a suitable number of points on the plane. Then number 6, join the plotted points with smooth curve which is the graph of the function. Right? It is the graph of the function. Okay. If you will plot the points on the graph paper and join with smooth means sudden, you cannot change the direction. You can change the direction smoothly. Suppose here is a point, here is a point, here is a point. You like this, you cannot join. You can join like this, like this. That will give you the graph. Let us see through an example. Please note down. These are the procedure. These are the steps to be followed. Now let us take an example so that it will be clear how this procedure will help us to plot the graph of a function. Let us see. Okay. Please note down these steps. Yes. Now we will take an example. Yes, we will take the same example. Fx is equal to x square. Fx is equal to x square. This is the function, that is f is equal to the set of order pairs x, y, such that y is equal to x square, right? Y is equal to x square. This is the function. What was its domain? Yes, clearly x square is real for all x belongs to R, right? So domain of this function is equal to R. Domain of the function will be equal to R. Okay? Because for every real value of x, x square is real. Okay? So domain is this. Now let us plot the graph. So now for x is equal to 0, y will be 0. That is 0f0 is equal to what? 0, 0 here. Because fx is equal to x square or y is equal to x square. Putting x is equal to 0, you will get f0 is equal to 0. So this is the point of intersection, is the point at which the graph intersects y axis. It intersects the y axis. This is the point. 0, 0 is the point where it intersects the y axis. Again, making fx is equal to 0 implies x square is equal to 0. This implies x is equal to 0, and this implies y is also equal to 0. Y is equal to x square. So thus 0, 0 is also the point where the graph intersects x axis, right? So the point of intersection of the graph with the x axis as well as y axis is the same point, origin 0, 0. Yes, we have an idea. This is the only point where intersects the axis, both x axis as well as y axis. Again, symmetricity. Putting x minus x in place of x. You see, y is equal to x square. This is the equation. Putting minus x in place of x, it will be y is equal to x square. There is no change. Change in the equation y is equal to x square. Putting minus x in place of x. Putting minus x in place of x, there is no change in the equation. So the curve is symmetric about y axis, right? It is symmetric about y axis. Again, what we have to find? The symmetricity. Yes, we have to plot some points. Yes, we'll take x, the corresponding value of y. When x is equal to 0, it is 0. Minus 1, it is 1. 1, it is 1. 2, it is 4. Minus 2, it is 4. Minus 3, it is 9. 3, it is 9. Okay? So let us plot. That means while we are moving from y-axis to the left, the graph of the function, you see, the value of y increases, also the value of y increases while we are moving to the right from y-axis. Suppose this is our x-axis, this is y-axis. In graph paper it will be clear, but I am using this 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9 say. You see, since y is always, you see, also y is again y is greater than equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. It's a very good information to us. Y is always non-negative. So no part of the curve will lie below the x-axis. No part of the curve will lie below the x-axis. So now let us plot the graph. So we are confirmed the curve will lie in these two quadrants, first quadrant and second quadrant. In this quadrant the graph will lie. Let us plot the points. 0, 0, this is a point, right? Then minus 1, 1, this is a point. You know how to plot the points on the graph paper? 1 it is 1, right? Minus 2 it is 2. Sorry, minus 2, 4. Sorry. Minus 2, 4. Here suppose. 2, 4. Yes, it is here. Then minus 3. Vigorously it is rising. Right? 3 is also 9. Right? Now we will join these points. Yes, this. We will join these points with smooth curve. Yes. This is the graph of your function. If you take more close points, then the graph will be more accurate. So just an idea. This is the graph. Okay? Yes, you try at your home. You can draw different graphs for functions of different real functions. Take real functions, draw the graph. Next time we will discuss some elementary real function. Elementary real function means which are prime functions, from which using algebra and composition etc. we will we will collect so many functions from those functions. So those functions are very crucial. So to understand their nature, to draw their graph, to know their domain, etc. So, okay, thank you students. You try at home to plot the graph to find the natural domain of in your exercise. It is also given. Find the natural domain, find the maximal domain of the real function. So try to find out the solution. That means find the natural domain and try to draw the graph of the functions. Okay, thanks.